Intro. Something to fire him up. Week 3, not as desperate as week 2. Oh man, I got it.
Thundercats! Time to murder it!
XFF, what is up? Welcome to Rippin' and Tearin'. You know who the hell I am. Roll it, Arnold.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
You slick sons of bitches, welcome to week number 3. Critical week 3. Last of the double/triple headers. What do we got going on so far? Well, I'll tell you what we got going on. We got tough GMs staying the course. I'm looking at you, Chris. I'm looking at you, Nate in Jacksonville. It's your only shout out you're going to get, you son of a... Okay, but staying the course. I know I've reached out to some of these GMs. They're saying no. I'm putting good stuff out there. Thank you so much for listening to my advice. So happy about it. Now you all better have a beer, because I'm doing this before my 10-year anniversary. Actually, technically, my anniversary was already happened a couple days ago, but I could be spending it with my wife. Instead, I'm spending it with you guys, and that says what kind of a wife she is. She's awesome. Not like I'm trying to avoid her. You guys go suck it. All right. Better have a beer. So we got GMs being tough on trades. We got 3 GMs that are out of it. Hey, 2016 right now. Thanks for playing Pittsburgh, Carolina, and Chicago, because you're done. But there's more coming, and that's the problem. Is that, you were 0-3 or 1-2, whatever, last week, and you got yourself a couple of wins, or maybe one win, you split. Hey, congratulations. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because this week, 1-4s and 2-3s are going to get 2 losses, and their seasons are going to be essentially in the shitter. And how you react, how you stay the course, will be under scrutiny. Not only by me, okay, but by the rest of the league. They want to see what you're made of. And Chris, on Luke's show, showed us what he was made of. He said, fuck it. I ain't taking your trades. I want to have the best record I can. And I respect that. Respect the shit out of it. Thank you so much, though. Still, fucking should have taken my trade. All right, now, let's look at big week 2 wins. No win bigger than B.A. Belichick of the New England Patriots getting his first win of the year over none other than the Commish and the Washington Redskins. This was Commish's opportunity to go ahead and put some distance between him and his NFC East rivals, and it didn't happen. New England is no pushover, and anyone who's got him on the schedule needs to go ahead and fear him. How about D'Angelo Williams tearing it up for Travis and the Buffalo Bills? Ha ha ha! Oh, wait, that's not right. Okay, well, moving on. How about Al and the Titans in a slobber knocker? Al wins, and the Titans are in trouble. I've already talked about Chris. He takes down Green Bay. That's gotta hurt Green Bay. I mean, I know that he was circling wins months and months ago, and San Diego was probably one he had on there. And what about my Baltimore Ravens winning the Pet Bowl, and now a new owner of Bacon the Pig? Shit me my pig, Luke. Send him to me. And finally, the Kansas City Chiefs edge Oakland. Oakland, man, what the fuck is going on there? What is going on in Raider Town? I picked you number 1 overall. But months before that, I wrote that you had 101 odds to return. Excuse me. All right, 101 odds to go ahead and return to the frickin' playoffs. I should have trusted my instincts. You've had taxi mistakes galore, your team is underperforming, and a cursory look says QB solid. Running backs, inconsistent. Hill getting benched, not so great. Your wide receiver play has been poor. You've got a kicker with -5 points. Adam Vinatieri, say it ain't so. Can he turn it around? I don't know. He's got Chicago and the 5-0 Detroit Lions. Preseason dark horse. Talk about something I did get right. Brian, the Milton Lumberjack, versus Brian, highly disappointing sad sack. If he falls to 2-5, then what happens in the AFC West? It's all up to Kurt and fearless Chris. The Oakland Raiders are in a world of hurt, and they need to pull together right now. We had a commish show this week. Entertaining as always. Lots of Al, shut up, let me talk. Love it. Now, one thing that Commish brought up was that injuries. He doesn't want to hear about them, that he doesn't want to hear about their excuses, that they're not relevant. Well, sir, I throw trash in your general direction, okay? Injuries do matter. The injury that happens during that week can be the difference between winning and losing that particular week. I don't know how you can say it's not relevant. I get the mentality of next man up. I get the mentality of needing depth. I'm talking about that specific week. But at some point, you've got to go ahead and look at, hey, why did you name him a starter? And why did you name the next guy as a backup? Let me give you an example. Breeze, Ellington, Forsett, Gordon, Green, Smith. Sounds a hell of a lot better than Bortles, Coleman, Bortles, Freeman, Gordon. Injuries are part of the game. Depth is important. The best teams right now are healthy. The teams that are trailing are hoping that their teams get healthy. That's the luck factor that Al, shut up Al, needs to go ahead and keep pounding into the show. RnT is brought to you by The Water Boy.
He was one of a kind, the last of his breed, the world's finest. Water Boy.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
Bobby Boucher was a lonely boy.
Smelled like you could use a shower, Dinky.
Everybody else got friends, Mama. I just want some too.
You don't have what they call the social skills.
My name is Bobby Boucher.
That's why you never have any friends, except for your mama.
Constantly tormented by everyone. Until one day...
Somebody hurt you, my boy?
You gotta defend yourself here, Bobby, or they're gonna ride you for the whole season.
They pushed him too far.
Stop making fun of me.
Oh, dang. He's killed, though.
Now,
Play football for this team.
My mama ain't gonna let me play no football.
they're going to trade him.
Is there any sport that you do watch?
Wrestling.
I want you to do to Casey what Captain Insano does to the bad guy.
And turn him loose.
Visualize all those people that have been mean to you, and then I want you to attack.
What's the matter with you, boy? You too stupid? No.
No what?
Now everyone will feel his pain.
The amazing 31-year-old freshman set a new NCAA record by sacking the quarterback 16 times.
And you are so sexy.
The Waterboy's influence now reaches far beyond college football.
From Touchstone Pictures and the director of The Wedding Singer, Adam Sandler.
There's something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
You playing the foosball behind my back?
The Water Boy.
Visualize an attack.
How you doing, boy? No.
You think you know me?
welcome back to the show. I gotta say, I love that song, and when I gave that particular character to this upcoming manager that I'm about to interview, I felt it was awesome. And as a defending NFC Western champion, he's currently 3-2, trails San Francisco by 2 games. I'd like to welcome GM Mac of the Arizona Cardinals to the show. Mac, I just want to go ahead and start off and say, like, how do you feel about your start this season?
Hey, Matt. Thanks for having me. I feel conflicted about it, to be honest with you. Not everyone, but most people in the league probably noticed over the chat, I lost a heartbreaker to Luke in week 1. Luke, my bitterest rival. Not bitterest, I shouldn't say that. I like Luke. But, yeah, I lost by 2 points with some questionable calls and dropped balls down the stretch. Otherwise, I'd be 4-1 right now and feeling really good about where I'm at. I still feel pretty good about things. I've got a couple of suspended players that I get back. Richardson and Hardy will make my defense stronger when they get back. I was missing TJ Ward week 1, which I don't know if that would have made a difference or not. It's impossible to say, but it may have. So, yeah, I think my team's rounding into form a little bit, and I feel like I'm in the toughest division in the league. No offense to any other divisions. There are some other tough ones out there, but I don't feel terrible about being 3-2. Like I said, I could easily be 4-1. So, yeah, I guess I'm feeling okay. Could be better.
You know, I mean, it's interesting that you said that because, you know, definitely your division's tough. Carlos is a monster. Luke, I backhanded him for you last week. A little revenge for you. And Ron, and well, you beat me in week 1. I wasn't happy about that. But definitely, you know, even Ron, I've got Ron this week, and all you guys look tough. But I'm glad that you talked about, you know, where you're at and, you know, kind of a little rivalry with Luke. You know, my feeling is that you have been straight up disrespected by me. I called you at 0-3. You went 2-1 in the first week. But more so by the Luke Monster himself calling into the commish show, and he let it fly. And I was waiting for your rebuttal, and it just never came. So I'm just wondering, like, you know, why didn't we ever hear from you? And what is your stance on the Luke Monster right now?
Well, I think I said at the time, I was listening to the commish show that night, and I had an emergency that I had to attend to, and I literally ducked out and I missed the challenge live from the Luke Monster. I said to everybody, I've said before, I'm not much of a betting guy, not because of fear, because it's just not my nature, but also I think there's so much luck and happenstance involved anytime you're betting, you know, with anybody, that it doesn't really suit my temperament. But I've also been considering since then taking him up on his wager. So I'd still be willing to do that. I'm still confident in my team and somewhat of my own abilities as GM, coach, owner, manager, whatever I am. So yeah, I mean, I'd still be willing to throw down some money. It's not, like I said, I'm never going to probably be the one to challenge anybody to something like that, but I also don't want to be, you know, don't want to let everybody down. So yeah, I mean, I can't even remember what the terms of his offer were, but he can feel free to throw something my way again.
I think the terms of the offer was that he was going to bury your face. So you need to go back and listen to that show and take him up, because you got a game up on him now. And you had just mentioned, you know, your ability as a GM, and so I've got a GM question for you. You just made a trade with division leader Carlos for Mike Davis and a 2 and a 3.
That was actually a taxi squad claim on his part, yeah.
You know what? And that's some crack reporting by El Raven. The second I looked at it before I said, I was like, you know what? I bet you that was a taxi claim. So, you know, the division leader, he comes down into your nest and he steals a second round pick, it looks like, you know, because you got a 2 and a 3 out of it. How did you feel about that move?
Honestly, guys, so saying the 2 defensive ends suspended. So all of a sudden my nest was looking pretty barren pick-wise, actually. So I wasn't unhappy to get. I thought it was a decent return for Davis to get a second and a third in the upcoming draft. I'm not really deep, but deeper than I thought I would be at running back now. So honestly, this is going to sound absurd, but I was more upset with myself that I did not intend to leave Willie Snead out unprotected, and my buddy Nils swooped down and snatched him up. I was a little more upset with that because that was just me putting off bringing him up. I kept meaning to promote him. Things kept coming up. I got distracted. I took a nap with one of my kitties, and I woke up and he was gone. I was really beating myself up about that, to be honest with you, more than Mike Davis, because I feel like the second and third is always great, but the sixth and the seventh, what am I going to do with those?
Yeah.
That I got for Snead. I think he has more value than that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I felt about that.
So, you mentioned Nils. So Nils and Carlos pull off this big trade that really go ahead and change the balance, not only in the NFC West, but in the NFC overall. What was your initial reaction to that trade?
Well, hindsight's always 20/20, they say. Nils, I think, it probably knocked on some people's doors about trading those guys, and he actually approached me about Antonio Brown, I think it was, Golden Tate, and Hyde. Were those the 3 players?
Yeah, there was a lot more in that overall trade, but yeah, I think those were kind of the key players.
Yeah, and looking back in retrospect, I think I maybe should have weighed that a little more than I did, and not that I just dismissed it. I think I thought it over, and I think Nils was asking for quite a lot for who he traded away, understandably. And when you get closer to the draft and stuff like that, you start to get draft fever, looking at these prospects, and you make your list and you get excited about them, and you kind of lose sight of the fact that sometimes, or maybe it was pre-free agency, whatever it was a combination of free agency and draft coming up, and you think about who you covet and shiny new toys and stuff, and I think it was a really smart move for Carlos. He was opportunistic and grabbed it, and sometimes free agency, everybody gets excited and it winds up being a clusterfuck, and everybody's going to the same 3 guys,
Okay, I'm up against it, and I got 2 quick questions for you. First off, this week you play the 2-3 Browns and the 4-1 Cincinnati Bengals. What do you come out with? 2 wins or 1 or none?
Oh man, I think I split it. I think I think I'm 4-3 after this week. Jay's got a good team. Am I saying his name right? Jay?
Jai, and no, you need to beat him. I need you to beat him. Beat him.
I want to. I already made one mistake and said a guy that. I'm sorry. He's a division rival of yours.
That's right, he is. Both of them are. I'm trailing the Browns right now. Don't be honest. Make El Raven feel good, okay? This season has not started the way I was hoping. All right. Here's my last.
I'm going to.
You're gonna be
What
too.
does it say about me? I'm going to beat their face. Then.
There you go. Now you're getting it. You might be able to be a co-host. You're gonna bury their face. All right. I feel a co-host coming on for you. All right. Last question. What one team that remains on your schedule do you just want to go ahead and take to the woodshed?
Oh, obviously Luke Monster. I mean, he shouldn't have beat me last time. No offense, Luke, but Jordan Matthews didn't get the touchdown, and then he dropped that pass that was in his hands, which may have won it for me. That and maybe a little something else. So there were so many little variables like that prevented me from beating him. I have to beat him next time around, save face, or I'm gonna be in agony.
I agree 1,000%. And you never have to apologize on this show, Mac. This is ripping and tearing. We don't apologize. We just go right after it, right after the jugular. That has been... Okay, good. Yes, now you're getting it. That has been Mac, GM of the Arizona Cardinals, and we will be right back.
It landed in the world's most forbidding jungle. It came for the thrill of the hunt. It chose us as its prey because of our intelligence and violent nature. Now, it's coming to a different kind of jungle.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
This time, it's open season on all of us. Danny Glover, Gary Busey, Reuben Blades, Maria Conchita Alonso, Bill Paxton. Predator 2. Hunting season opens again this Christmas.
Welcome back to Rippin' and Tearin'. Great interview with Mac. Thank you, sir. Let's go ahead and take a look at some Week 3. Let's do a little roll call. These are the teams that don't have to win. Stand up, stand proud. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Denver Broncos, New York Jets, Miami freaking Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals, New Orleans Saints, San Francisco 49ers, and your Detroit Lions. Okay? If your name didn't get called, you got to go ahead and take one, if not two. Let's look at some key matchups. Key matchup number 1, the 1-4 Oakland Raiders taking on the 5-0 Detroit Lions. The Lions can stamp out a playoff team from last year. The Oakland Raiders are on the ropes and they're stunned and they've got to have this win. Next up, yeah, you guessed it, I'm bringing back the Detroit Lions. 5-0 taking on Kansas City. Kurt, 3-2. This is a huge week for Kurt. He's got to stay just behind Denver. Denver has the possibility of possibly dropping one of his huge matchups. Big game. Big game number 3, that's right. Those Denver Broncos at 4-1 taking on Josh's Minnesota Vikings at 3-2. Josh is in the mix. He's got to win a big game. He's got injuries. Can he do it? Big matchup number 4. The New Orleans Saints go to Houston to take on the Antique Collection. 5-0 versus 4-1. Nick, you haven't beaten anyone and you got to show the league that you can. Big matchup number 5. The 4-1 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 3-2 Arizona Cardinals. Big game for Jai, big game for Mac, big game for L Raven. Need you to come through for me, L fucking Mac-O. There you go. Big matchup number 6, the Green Bay Packers. Fucking blew it last week against San Diego at 3-2, taking on the Denver Broncos 4-1. This would be a huge upset. I think Denver should roll the shit out of them. Barry, do the league a favor. Take them down a peg. That's right, Barry. I'm in your corner. Sit down. I know you're stunned. Game of the week. The 4-1 New York Jets travel to the capital to take on Commish and the 3-2 Skins. The Jets trail Miami by 1 game. Miami should handle business. Should start 7-0. He's got a sweep this week to stay 1 game behind the Finns. The Skins dropped a game to B.A. Belichick last week. His only win of the year. His opportunity to go ahead and put some separation between him and the other thugs in the NFC East. Huge freaking game. And I want you to know that Rippin' and Tearin' is brought to you by Death Before Dishonor.
Across the globe, our embassies are protected by the Marines. Men like Marine Gunnery Sergeant Jack Burns.
A man develops instincts in combat.
You'll just have to curb those instincts.
Sent to a land of political chaos.
Tell your terrorist friends this. Don't get us mad.
They attacked his embassy, kidnapped his commanding officer, assassinated his men.
This isn't your war.
It is now.
They thought the Americans were finished. We hadn't even started. Fred Dreyer. Death before dishonor.
Welcome back to the show. Upset special of the week. I saved it. Not last segment, this segment. That's right. Carlos, very nonchalantly, you said 7-0 on Luke's show. Try 6-1, buddy. It's always a team you don't see coming that knocks you on your ass. On paper, you got El Raven by the nuts. I would agree. He's not right in the head. I'm not right in the head.
She's fucking crazy.
Ron, 58% of my team had this day circled on the calendar since 4 or 5 months ago. We both staunchly believe in our teams. We both need this game. Let the best bird win. And by best bird, I mean the Ravens. This host likes to ramble. You could say he's nutty as a shitbird. That's the show. We kept it under 30 minutes. That's commitment, gentlemen.
Conan, what is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women.